Hey, what's up? How you doing? Tim Warner here, just sipping my espresso and fixing to give you a lesson on code file, application navigation, and Visual Studio Code using the command palette. Want to get you really sharp with this because as you can see on the screen, we've got a traditional menu, but you don't even have to show that menu if you don't want to. The command palette is really the way to navigate throughout VS Code, okay? And also, before I say anything else, please look in the YouTube description because I list all of these commands that I'm about to show you, these shortcuts. I'm not burying the lead and trying to get you to watch the whole video and all that kind of nonsense. Now, one thing to keep in mind is if you're on multiple systems, remember keybinds are going to vary a little bit between Windows, Mac OS, and Linux. I'm on a Windows box here. Now, the first thing up here, if you click at the very top of the window, it opens the command palette. But we want to use our keyboard, and that's Ctrl+Shift+P or Command-Shift+P. That's the default bind, and for many folks, that's good. But the first thing I want to teach you is how to customize that shortcut to something that's more intuitive to you. I like a 2-finger chord rather than 3. Now, another thing you might notice is when I click up in the top nav, it shows my command palette down towards the center of my screen. See this button up here, Customize Layout? This is where you can adjust, let's see, where is that? The quick input position down towards the bottom. Top is the default, but recently I've been experimenting with it at the center. I like it there, actually. So to that point, I'll use my keyboard shortcut to open up the command palette. And the first thing I want to teach you is creating a shortcut for this. So you notice that it has the closing angle bracket or the caret. That is your indication that you're in command mode. So I can type keyboard and immediately, based on recently resolved commands, I can see it, or I could just use my arrow key to navigate. I'm going to press Enter to select Open Keyboard Shortcuts. And as you can see, I've already filtered the list. This is what you need to do. Look up Show All Commands. And I'm going to change the bind, or I could show you how to change the key binding from the default to your custom one. As you can see, I'm selecting the user scope. So this command will be part of my VS Code user profile. And then if you click the little pencil, you can add in a key bind. Now, the chances are probably pretty high that that binding is being used elsewhere. You can right-click a binding, and you can remove it. You can search the same, as it says here, show same key bindings, and you can see where there's conflicts, and you can right-click and remove ones that you don't need. Just wanted to make sure to show you that. Let me go back to where we were. Keyboard shortcuts, show all commands. If I could type. There we go. And my personal is Control Space. A lot of the Gen AI assistants now, like Claude, like to use those something space bar shortcuts. So you might have to do a little bit of jingle jangling, but I've got Control Space set up for me, and that just works, especially as a lefty. I guess you could do Control Space on the right side with your right hand, but anyway, that opens up the command palette. Now, check this out. Open the command palette. It defaults with that cursor or that caret to command mode. And this is where you need your settings. You can get to your UI or JSON settings for your workspace or for your user account. And also, importantly, any of your extensions. Just try to type their name, like the built-in MCP support in VS Code. I use this one all the time. I can type MCP, and we can get to quick commands related to that capability. That's really not an extension. If I look up PowerShell, that's definitely coming from the extension. And we can just keep on typing here to further fuzzy match that list. Now, did you notice, if you have sharp eyes, that I had gone a little bit far and I went left? See what happened there? You can bring that caret back, or you can get rid of it. And when you get rid of it, you go into search mode. And that is awesome, because what I can do is just start to type to quickly resolve a file name in my current workspace. Isn't that nice? Yeah, and I can press Enter to bring up the file, and I'm good to go. So again, Command Palette, backspace, and now you've got your quick find for files. I love that. And you can always get back to command mode by adding that greater than symbol, like I said. Another tip, go back, get out of command mode, hit the question mark. This really is the meat and potatoes of today's lesson. See those options? You can do colon to jump to a particular line or column. So if I do colon 50, it's going to immediately jump to that line in the code. Again, let me come back to question mark. If you do @ go to a symbol in editor versus @ colon, go to symbol in editor by category. Ooh, that's nice. I think nowadays it does sort by default. Let's quickly check. In my test connectivity here, actually, I want to look at API key. Yeah, so I'll do @API. And as soon as I start to type, it starts to fuzzy match there. And so it's API version, API key. So if I do a more robust match on that, notice I've got two instances and I can up arrow to go between those two symbols. In this case, they're variables. But if you're looking for something that shows up a lot, you could try @colon, and that's going to give you a categorized list. As you can see, in this case, it's matching on functions, so it says functions 3. I tend to just use the @. Now, what if you wanted to look up a token or a symbol, not necessarily just in the open editor, but across the entire workspace? Like, let's say dev agent. There. So when I do #dev agent, notice I'm seeing two class definitions here, one in crew.py, another in crew variant agents.py, and I've got two variable definitions down here. I don't think you can do #:, no, that's not working, but hash symbol name is a really nice way when you're looking for a symbol universally across your entire workspace, like you see here. Nice. All right, so we've done symbol search both in the current file. We've done symbol search. Let me go back to the help screen. Symbol search grouped by category. We've got go to symbol in Workspace. There's some extra commands down here that I'm not actually talking about here. Let me see if there were any others that I wanted to show you. Well, one that could be useful, if you're horsing around with your extensions a lot, if you type ext, you could just do that and press enter. Or we could do, again, I'm going backspace, ext Python to filter on just, actually that didn't seem to work, did it? Let me go back to the code editor, bring up my command palette again. Ext, let me try PowerShell. Well, it brought me to my extensions list, but that's about it. Well, forget that last tip. Not so useful after all, eh? So let's do a quick roll-up summary here. I'll give you the 1, 2, 3. In VS Code, number 1, go up here, customize layout, decide if you want to test out having the command palette floating or docked at the top. Number 2, go into your keyboard shortcuts, perhaps set a better keybind for show all commands to make it easier for you to use. And then step 3 of 3, open your command palette, practice going back and forth between file search mode and command mode, and then try the question mark to remind you of both the navigation commands, the shortcuts that I've given you, and spend some time down below. There we go. So it looks like the ext commands that are supported in VS Code as of this recording. It's January 18th, 2026 today. We've got ext to show all of your extensions and ext install to install or search extensions. Interesting. So let me try that and then we'll say goodbye. So if I wanted to do an install on something that had to do with MS SQL, let's give that a try. Okay, it's better than nothing. I mean, I'm fine. I've been using mice since the optical mouse days. By the way, anybody remember the Microsoft IntelliMouse? The ball mouse that used to get all gunked up? Yeah, me too. Different world nowadays. What I've got now, believe it or not, is a lot. Well, I've been using ergonomic stuff for years and years, but this is a Logitech Ergo mouse. My daughter didn't know what to think when she first saw this. And frankly, when I first tested it, I was like, You know, Tim, you might have gone a bridge too far here, but now I'm totally on board with it. It's awesome. All right, catch you in the next lesson. Happy studying.